What it do, flight crew? FTC. Flight team, stand up! Crime Reacts back at it again. The long-awaited, anticipated crime video. I apologize for the delay, chat. I ain't gonna lie. Anytime I see a video that is over an hour long, that is not a few specific channels, I get a little nervous because you ain't gonna lie. This ain't long, but hey, man, we gonna do it. You guys asked for it. We are here. Dr. Insanity once again. We have How Cops Captured Colorado's Smartest Killer. Now, if we're being honest, in 2026, it is impossible, probably 99.9% impossible to be a killer with all this technology. If you was a killer back in the 80s, 70s, 90s, early 2000s, guess what? Your time is coming. Stop doing that dirt out there because, like I said, this technology is only getting even better. You are going to get caught. Everybody's going to forget about you, and your family's going to be disappointed. Check it out.
This is the mother of 43-year-old Crystal Krug. In a few seconds, she's going to find Crystal's lifeless body inside this very garage.
Hello? I need to stay out, please.
Damn. No one wants to see that, man.
And this is Daniel Krug, the man who killed her. He's heading in for another normal workday, just minutes after killed her.
There's always dudes, man, that just look just like, bro, just preying on women, bro.
And this is Daniel Krug.
Bro, he would never cut a swole dude, or not even ask me swole. He would never cut a group of niggas in the gas station in line. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't talk back to nobody. He just...
The man
Let's watch it, man,
who
before I
killed
get
her.
mad, man.
He's heading in for another normal workday. Last 4 months, this man has been engineering the most calculated homicide plot Colorado has ever seen, creating fake identities, manipulating Crystal's children, and setting up the perfect scapegoat to take the blame. He believes his plan is bulletproof, that police will spend weeks chasing a ghost and eventually arrest someone else for the murder he committed. And despite nearly perfect detective work, his plan works exactly the way he intended.
My husband said there was a dude who's been stalking her and threatened to kidnap her.
Oh my God, this can't be true.
I was the person who attacked her.
Mr. I'm sorry, Henry.
Yeah, nice to
Very
meet
good to
you.
meet you. Talk to Detective Mike, kind of have an idea what's going on.
Yes.
This is Crystal Krug, months before her murder. She lives here with her husband, Daniel Krug, and their 3 children. Both Crystal and her husband are well educated and seem to have built a comfortable life together with their kids. But behind closed doors, something dark is happening that will destroy this beautiful family. All because Crystal's been dealing with a stalker obsessed with her. Here to check her car for GPS trackers or anything that could explain how this stalker keeps finding her. In reality, the stalker is much closer than anyone could have imagined.
You can see like it's a little bit dirty, so I can see blood marks, but like my street looks like this all the time. There's no one out there. Like I know they're normal cars.
Yeah.
So I don't know where he's following from. I can only assume a tracker.
Nothing jumps out at me.
I know, maybe there. I'm hoping it's just a nice mess with me.
The officer continues searching the vehicle top to bottom, but finds nothing suspicious. So before leaving, he offers Crystal a few safety recommendations and reassures her that they'll keep looking into her case. Not long in the course of the investigation, Broomfield police receive another call. This time from Crystal's husband, Daniel, reporting a break-in
New
at his
P.O. Bot should be the very end of this week, like Saturday, Sunday-ish.
home. An
I said it
officer is
earlier in the stream, but
dispatched
it's
to
all
check
good.
things out. Unknowingly, this encounter will be the start of one of the most calculated murders the United States has ever seen.
Really?
How's it going?
Calculated?
Yeah, definitely. I'm Officer Chauncey.
I'm Dan.
Nice to meet you.
Johnson, nice to meet you. So, as I pulled in, I saw someone run out, jump over my gate, and take off that way.
Got it.
I didn't think to call you until my
That's
wife
gotta
got
be a nightmare dealing with some shit like, look how good his neighborhood is, man. This shit can go up anywhere, man. Don't get too comfortable, man. That's when they come for you.
Like,
Anybody.
we realized the spare key that we keep in the garage isn't there.
Okay.
According to Daniel, the only thing that's gone is their spare house key. If someone stole that, it means they aren't done and might have plans to come back at some point. The officer advises Daniel to change their locks immediately, while police look into who this intruder might be. What no one realizes tonight is that this is no random incident. It's the opening move in a plan that's been forming for months.
Really?
And this break-in is just step one. 9 days after Daniel reports the break-in, his wife Crystal wakes up to another uneasy morning. For weeks now, she's been receiving strange anonymous messages and a growing sense that someone out there has an eye on her.
Bro, like, some of you dudes, man, gotta get, like, bro, imagine, like, not, like another lady not wanting you and this is what you're texting her, bro. Like,
Until now,
brother's starving. Like, who's raising these niggas, man?
none of it had a name attached, but a faceless presence that kept getting closer. But today, that changes. As Crystal gets the kids ready for school, makes her morning coffee, and heads out for work, her phone buzzes. She glances at the screen and sees a name she hasn't thought about in more than 20 years.
The ex?
Jack Anthony Holland, a man she dated briefly as a teenager. The message is short, crude, completely out of nowhere. Hi, Crystal. It's Anthony. Hope it's okay I looked you up. I go to Boulder every...
Didn't she say she was like, excuse me if I get her age wrong, because I know they believed it said she passed. They said she was in her 40s and she hasn't dated this person since they were teens, man. Bro, like I said, man, FTC sisters, man, y'all got to stop giving every dude y'all number, man. This dude was thinking about her for 30 plus years, bro. Like,
few weeks and thought we could hook up.
Fuck.
You game? At first, she
now
didn't
that, guys, remember, don't try not to spoil it too. I haven't seen this.
much of it. The two last spoke years ago, and even then he was harmless. So she ignores it and moves on. But the next day, everything changes. Are you there? You should say yes when I offer pity.
Bro, I hate when I'm trying to light my
I saw
shit, it
your
does not
pics.
light.
You got fat. You should yourself. I saw you at the dentist today. Your license plate expired. Gotta fix that.
Oh, hell nah, man. And you got, bro, get this man up out of here.
Suddenly, Crystal's fear becomes reality, and she begins living
Nigga, text me that, bro. You gotta, bro.
with the terrifying possibility that
Weird
she's
ass.
being watched. And now, she's certain Anthony is the one who's been harassing her for weeks. She becomes hypervigilant, installs cameras around the home, dash cams in her car, and starts carrying a concealed handgun everywhere she goes. By late October, Crystal's barely sleeping. She keeps a spreadsheet of her stalker log, documenting every
Sad.
message she gets. Then,
Sad.
almost a month later, a new email from Anthony confirms her worst fears. This your husband? Drives like slow old lady. He needs to drive safe. The email comes with an
Man,
attached
whoever this stalker, bro, you got an S tier threat fucking badge, bro. It's people like this that need to be launched into outer space, man. Like,
photo showing her husband
man, there we got, yo, hey, Moz, put it in a moat, bro. Like, you still have niggas in here saying we watched it and shit, man. It's like, bro, let me enjoy the video. I just went to my channel and we have not watched anything of Colorado, bro. You're confusing me for another streamer, or y'all are confusing me or confusing them for another video that's probably similar. I promise you we haven't. I would have already known by now, bro. Memory is not that bad, I promise.
Daniel at his workplace.
20 minutes on the
Now
moat, man.
The stalker isn't just targeting
I'm
Crystal.
trying to let
He's
the chat
coming
free. I'm
after
sorry
her
for y'all
family.
that's chilling.
Crystal realizes she can't handle this alone, so she hires a private investigator to track down Anthony's addresses and digital history. Then, on Halloween night, she calls the police.
So, how can I help you tonight? What's going on?
Yeah, so I have an ex from a very long time ago who has occasionally found me on social media, and it's never been an issue until this month. So this month, I have received numerous text messages, and then today I got an email that is very threatening, and it escalated to the point that he took a recent picture of my husband at his work location. So the stalking is getting a little too aggressive at this point in time.
Okay.
So my last contact
How
with
did
this
he not
individual
see him
was
take a
5
picture?
years ago, where I told him I was happily married. I had no interest in what he kept contacting me. He kind of blew things up and then blocked me. I blocked him, haven't heard from him since.
After explaining everything to the officer, she documents each detail and forwards the case to the department's investigative unit. Within hours, the file lands on the desk of Detective Andrew Martinez, a seasoned investigator who's worked some of Broomfield's toughest cases, including abductions and violent crimes. Martinez schedules a formal meeting with Crystal for the following week, hoping to get a clearer picture of what exactly is happening and who this Anthony really is. When she sits down with Martinez, the situation has already escalated far beyond what Crystal first reported.
So, I mean, like, he saw, like, full pictures of my family, of my
When
kids.
they're talking like
and
this, we'll
walk
double
everything real fast.
1.2 speed it.
It was pretty alarming, right? Where he's like, we're meant to be together, and my family loves them talking. I'm like, whoa, you think that we're, like, in a relationship? So I shut it down real hard. I said, this is really creepy for me. You need to stop. And he got, like, real emotional, and then blocked me. Like, I'm like, no. And like, blocked me, and then I'm like, and then I shut down Facebook entirely. The one development that I have, I did get the full-blown report from the PI. Probably, see this in this report. There are tons of phone numbers associated with him. There are tons of addresses. He moves everywhere in between like 3 different states.
As Crystal walks the detective through her evidence, 2 details immediately stand out. First, her stalker isn't just texting her from random numbers. He's using multiple phone lines and different digital identities, finding ways to reach her even after she changes her information. Whoever this is,
Weirdo.
they're persistent, resourceful, and frighteningly determined. Second, her ex-boyfriend, Anthony Holland, is tied to several addresses and multiple phone numbers. Whether it's instability or an attempt to stay off the grid, it convinces Martinez that Crystal is dealing with someone who either doesn't want to be found or someone who's planning something far worse. With all of this in mind, Martinez wraps the interview with Crystal and begins the digital side of the investigation. He sends warrants to service providers requesting phone
Like, bro, and just going back to this part, bro, like,
to several addresses and multiple phone numbers, whether it's
like, bro, you're going out the way for somebody that you dated damn near 30 years ago, bro. You can't find somebody else, like, bro. It just, this stuff also has to fall back on who's raising them too, bro. Like, he probably never had nobody tell him, like, oh, you need to chill out. When somebody says no, they say they mean no, like, and just other shit, like,
instability or an attempt to stay off the grid, it convinces Martinez that Crystal is dealing with someone who either doesn't want to be found or someone who's planning something far worse. With all of this in mind, Martinez wraps the interview with Crystal and begins the digital side of the investigation. He sends warrants to service providers requesting phone records, email logs, and account information to track down the stalker. Unfortunately for Martinez, these companies will make a mistake that will soon prove deadly. While waiting for the digital evidence to come back, Martinez decides to follow up on something else. The garage break-in Daniel reported back in September when a stranger supposedly stole their spare house key. He brings Daniel in for a formal interview, wanting to know whether he's noticed anyone following him, but instead of clarifying things, Martinez is about to learn something far more unsettling about the Krug household. But before we get to that, 2025 is almost over, and we're falling into the same trap again, waiting for January 1st to start something new or learn a new skill. But here's the skill, because 25 has like out skills and dollar after motion. With that said, let's get back to Daniel's interview, where the detective is about to learn something troubling about the couple's marriage.
what up, Eric?
And I guess at what point did she tell you that he recontacted her this last time?
I'm moving my webcam to the right. So
November
some stuff.
1st or November 2nd. It was after she had gotten a picture of me at work that she brought me up to speed on that.
Gotcha, okay. And the first contact that he initially made with her was back on October 2nd. I guess why that month gap, do you think, before she told you?
I'm sure she has mentioned to you that she and I are going through a rough patch, kind of on the rocks. So probably didn't seem that pressing until it was.
Sure. And she didn't mention that to me, that you guys were having a rough time currently. Are you guys in the process of separating, getting divorced, or working through things?
To be determined. My brother Matthew is a cop, so I have a retractable steel baton.
Yeah.
As I said, not right now, but otherwise It's on me all the time. I sleep with it next to me. I bought some additional security cameras for the house. So what am I doing? I'm panicking. And I'm doing a shit job to protect my wife. So I'm not doing good.
Yeah, I can see that. So, with that being, I know that Chris Steele, we put her car on a lift on Tuesday afternoon to see if there's any sort of GPS tracking or anything like that. We couldn't find anything on the car. If Anthony is watching you guys, it's going to be in person from a distance or nearby or however. So, that poses an interesting issue in itself.
From Daniel's reactions, it's clear the stalking is taking a toll on him, too. His wife is terrified, his family feels haunted, and he's struggling to understand how any of this is happening. Detective Martinez wraps up the interview, but something Daniel said lingers in the back of his mind. He revealed that he didn't know about the stalking for almost a month, not until Crystal finally showed him the email with the photo taken outside his workplace. So Martinez decides to look deeper into the family dynamic, showed him the email with the photo.
This your husband drives like slow old lady. Can't believe you want to suck his, but not mine. He needs to drive safe. Yo, bro. Yo, get this nigga up out of here, bro. Damn. Like, he's one of them dudes that, like, he just happened to get lucky and a girl gave him a chance, bro, when he really never should have gotten any chance from a girl in his life. Yo, chat, y'all seen this shit, bro? Yo, I better not find out any of y'all niggas is ever doing some thirsty ass fucking like weird shit like this, bro. Are you serious? I guarantee if he put even half the energy into finding some type of a hobby or something, bro, he probably would be a millionaire, bro. So you mean to tell me he followed him out in traffic, had to clearly see how he was driving, and then, yo,
taken outside
and
his
it's only the beginning, bro. And then after that, look at the end of the paragraph. Or not paragraph, well, you know what I mean. He says he needs to drive safe. Don't want to clear rubber hose in his tailpipe. So, nigga, you had the windows down and you had your ears like these, like, inspecting everything about his life, all because he's fucking your ex that you haven't seen since you was in, like, high school. Y'all are in your 40s, bro. You haven't hugged a girl since then? You haven't got a high from a lady since then, bro? Are you that down bad? And shit, I'm pretty sure they did, but bro, they gotta check that hard drive. Oh shit, you gotta check this man hard drive. Because if he's acting like this, imagine behind the scenes.
So Martinez decides to look deeper into the family dynamic, and what he finds is concerning. He learns that the couple have been going through a rough patch recently. Nothing hostile or dangerous, but they were trying to work things out, doing what they believed was best for their kids and holding their family together the best they could. With how much the stalker seems to know about their lives, Martinez briefly wonders if someone inside the home might be manipulating the situation, and for a moment, he even considers the possibility that Daniel might be messing with his wife as some twisted way of trying to fix their marriage. But that idea is quickly dismissed. There is no evidence backing any of it, and all signs still point to Anthony. Not to mention, Crystal herself is fully convinced her ex is behind the stalking campaign, still point to Amberge. That Daniel might be messing with the situation, and for a moment, he even considered family together the best they could.
Now, the only question I have, it still doesn't justify what the weirdo did to his ex or whatever. But my thing is, okay, this can open the door a little bit into some questioning. Now, we'll probably find this out in the video, man. This is my first time seeing it. My question is that, okay, so if you see that the relationship was unstable, which means they was probably fighting and arguing, getting back together, fighting and arguing again, getting back together, and so on in the same cycle. All right? Now, my question is, and I wonder if they're going to say this at all through the video, when they were on their break and when they were fussing and fighting and they wasn't talking to each other, was she hitting up her ex or her exes and he was one of the people that she hit up? Because you know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it real. You know what I'm saying? For both sides, ladies and gentlemen. Like, you on your break or you breaking up, that technically means you're single, however you put it in a relationship or however you do it. Personally, to me, I know this is a little off topic, but there's no such thing as a break for me. Especially if you talking to anybody else while on break. You know what I'm saying? Stay on that side. That's the type of time you're on. Now, with that being said, they said that they're married, had kids, whatever. That's them. That's personally them. They still chose to get back together. My thing is that was she hitting the other dude up and still giving him like a dream, like, hey, we possibly can get back together or possibly can hang out again. It's not working out and stuff like that. Or was this dude just a crazy, just stalker weirdo? He has no clue that they was unstable or they was breaking up a fuss fight. I want to know that because that can change the dynamic of everything. Still would not give an excuse to do some weird ass stalking and homicide like what this buddy did.
How much the stalker seems to know about their lives, Martinez briefly wonders if someone inside the home might be manipulating the situation. And for a moment, he even considers the possibility that Daniel might be messing with his wife as some twisted way of trying to fix their marriage. But that idea is quickly dismissed. There is no evidence backing any of it, and all signs still point to Anthony. Not to mention, Crystal herself is fully convinced her ex is behind the stalking campaign. Throughout November, the harassment continues to escalate with more messages and threats. Crystal continues documenting everything and constantly monitors her cameras. By early December, she finally receives a message that gives her the smallest breath of air. Hey, gorgeous. I can't visit you anymore. No more Colorado time. My girlfriend doesn't want us talking without her. She says you'll let the cops get me after you get rid of him. For the first time in weeks, Crystal and her family feel a brief sense of relief. It sounds like Anthony is backing off, maybe even leaving the state. But in reality, this is just the stalker's final move to make them drop their guard before
Okay.
he strikes.
Yeah, this is getting...
The day starts like every other day. Daniel leaves for work, while Crystal heads out to drop the kids off at school. During those minutes, someone approaches the front door, tapes over
I'm gonna slow it down a little bit.
the Ring doorbell camera, and slips inside the house. Minutes later...
Wait, what?
Drop the kids off at school. During those minutes, someone approaches the front door, tapes over the Ring doorbell camera...
Oh, he taped it over.
...and slips inside the house. Minutes later, Crystal...
Yeah, I don't know why y'all was saying we seen this already, Chad. I would have remembered a lot of these details. We
drives
definitely
back
haven't.
home, pulls into the garage, and steps out of the car. She has no idea.
What? I'm talking over. I'm so sorry. Hold on.
And slips.
This shit sounds like a fucking horror movie, bro.
Minutes later, Crystal drives back home, pulls into the garage, and steps out of the car. She has no idea someone is waiting for her inside.
What?
The moment she closes the car door, he attacks. The
Damn!
stalker strikes Crystal in the head, stabs her, and leaves her bleeding on the floor. After months of plotting, this is the moment he'd been waiting for. Later that morning, Daniel tries calling Crystal from his office, but she doesn't answer or respond to texts. Hours pass, and there's still no sign of her, so Daniel finally decides to call police.
Hi there. My name is Dan Krug. I don't think this is an emergency, but this feels really weird.
Okay.
My wife isn't responding to text messages or phone calls.
Welfare check.
We've had threats against us. We have both been targeted by a stalker. Threats have been made against my life, and threatening to kidnap her, which is why I'm nervous that she's not answering.
Within minutes of Daniel's call, an officer is dispatched to the Krug residence to check on Crystal. At the same time, Daniel also calls Crystal's mother, asking her to go check on her daughter, sending her straight into the worst moment of her life. While she makes her way there, the officer reaches the house first.
Hello?
Oh, I was just on their neighbor and they called me. Can you go see if she'll answer?
Oh, yeah, he sent us as well, so.
Yeah, I'm on.
Just next door? Okay.
All right, well, you got this.
All righty, man. Appreciate it.
I was trying to see the Ring camera. How did he tape that? Fucking...
The house looks quiet, and the officer doesn't notice anything wrong from the outside. But before he clears the call and drives off, something nags at him. So he brings his patrol car a little closer to check the garage, where he's about to uncover a tragic, horrifying sight.
Wow, so they said he went off of gut feeling. He was like something and it was nagging him. He just wasn't, he was unsure. And he went back.
Outside, but before he clears the call and drives off, something nags at him. So he brings his patrol car a little closer to check the garage, where he's about to uncover a tragic, horrifying sight.
Oh, we should have stand up and look through the window.
As the officer leans in for a closer look, he spots a body lying on the floor, motionless, with blood smeared across the wall.
151 Cent Medical
Damn.
at 110. I need a 4th Century. I got a female down in the garage.
No hesitation. So now they can kick down the door.
Brookfield Police! Brookfield
Let me
Police!
slow it down back to the normal. Shit is out of a horror movie, Bill.
Oh, shit. Holy shit.
The officer steps into the garage to find Crystal.
Bro went in there by himself, bro. Brave,
with what
bro.
looks like a severe head.
You don't know what could have happened. It could have been somebody crazy still upstairs just waiting, like using that as a trap, bro.
Injury, so he immediately begins performing CPR, working on her for several moments with no success before opening the garage door to give medics access.
Damn, here comes
but
the mom.
instead of paramedics, someone else soon arrives.
Damn.
Garage
Damn.
is open now.
She's gonna walk and see this shit.
Hello?
Hello, ma'am. I need you to stay out, please.
Damn. Damn, bro. Damn. Shit's sad.
Tragically, as the garage door is lifted to get medics in, Crystal's mother catches a brief glimpse inside, just long enough to see an officer performing CPR on her daughter. Before she can process what she's seeing, another officer quickly arrives to shield her from this nightmare.
Pam! I need you to come over here for a minute, okay? So we can work. I understand. I need you to come on over here, okay?
Okay.
I know. Do me a favor. Go and sit inside so we can work on her, okay? So we can try to get her the help, okay? What's your name?
Linda.
Linda?
Yeah.
Okay. My name's Officer Zamora, okay? I'll come out here and I'll give you some news as soon as I can.
She's okay.
I have no idea just yet, but I know that they're working on her. The officer in there has been working CPR on her. And I think she's doing okay,
My
okay?
husband called.
He did. He's the one that called us and let us know, okay? Go ahead, take a seat for a minute. I'll be right back here, okay?
I need to tag out, man.
Yeah,
She's got a head wound. I don't know if it's from falling or something else. But
She's
probably
sad, bro.
falling, but I don't know, man. It's a good one. Husband said there was a stalker threatening to kidnap her, so I don't know. No, she's unresponsive. Decent head wound.
We have more room in
While medics continue working on Crystal inside the garage, an officer stands outside reassuring a distressed woman who's just arrived, unaware that this is Crystal's mother. She's shaken and terrified by the horrors she witnessed inside the garage. Linda would later learn that none of this was random, and finding her daughter like this was always part of a twisted plan. Back inside the garage, medics keep working, still trying to revive Crystal, not yet aware of the fatal wound hidden beneath her clothing.
Guys, you seen anything other than a fall type of wound?
What's up? Yeah, I'm just. Oh shit.
Yep, that's a stop wound.
Damn it.
Sad, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it.
Her, the dispatch could tell us the husband called in to check on her.
Dudes really be
I
weak,
don't know
man.
right now, but the
Niggas get rejected by a girl, bro, and can't handle it, man.
dispatch should have it.
So we have a visible stab wound, yes?
Yes.
FTC sisters, once again, stop giving every dude your number, bro. Stop giving that dude a chance that don't deserve it. Like,
And then let's, we are installed. Yes, please.
crazy part is that dude probably had friends and stuff that knew signs of him being weird, and they probably just brushed it off like, yeah, I don't think he would never do such a thing like that. He probably just is showing love, like.
Jermaine.
That's how it all starts.
How recent is this from?
Husband said he couldn't reach her for
transport. We don't know if it's within 10 minutes, man. Okay, yeah.
husband has not been able to reach her by any means for a few hours.
And then her husband hasn't even seen what happened yet.
Medics
He
work
just
for only a
called.
few minutes before realizing there's nothing more they can do. Beside Crystal's body, tucked inside her purse, the officer notices a handgun she never even had time to reach for.
Damn.
With the immediate area secure, officers spread out throughout the house.
I
every
even
room
forgot
for
about that too, bro. Yeah, man, that shit's bro.
But no one is inside. And as officers step outside the home, they start
Protected
noticing
in
small
her own home, man.
details that don't line up with an impulsive crime.
Yeah, I don't know the backstory. Husband said there was a dude who's been stalking her and threatened to kidnap her. And Martinez was involved, and Martinez just said, hey, this is a big old... I don't know, dude. I don't know the history on that part. Martinez does, though, and he said he's coming in. So, other than that, we're just kind of securing the scene and waiting for detectives, you know? See what they need. I kicked that, yeah. That's interesting. Yeah.
Oh, he caught the tape on the ring camera.
Almost like dude might have stuck around from this way and...
I wonder if maybe the door was unlocked, that's how we got in.
You know what, dude? You know what?
They don't even know he has a because they said it earlier in the video. They don't even know he stole a spare key from their home. Like, this dude literally planned out all this shit. Like,
no, I kicked it and it went pretty easy. So I'm gonna say no deadbolt.
It wasn't deadbolted, it was just handle was locked.
I saw her, came around, booted it.
Officers quickly confirmed the door was unlocked, and a strip of blue tape had been placed
it was unlocked
over the Ring doorbell camera. Whoever did this clearly planned.
Shit, that's fucking crazy, bro. Nigga plotted this shit out, man.
It and came prepared. As police continue searching the scene, more family members begin arriving one by one, each of them unknowingly walking into the worst moment of their lives, while officers prepare to deliver the news no family ever wants to hear.
I don't know anything just yet, ma'am. I don't know anything just yet. Are you...
She's her mom.
Family friend?
Family friend from down the street. We house there. We asked her to come knock on the door.
Okay. Is her husband almost here?
Is she gone?
We want to give you guys all the information all together. We don't want to have to repeat the information over and over for you guys to continue anything, so...
He said he was on. What do we do to her? What they won't say. They won't say. I'm trying to figure it out. Oh my gosh. Who's in charge of the doctor? We'd like to know what happened.
Absolutely. And as soon as someone frees up who can tell you, I'll send them your way, okay?
Our son's on his way.
Is this your daughter, sir, or your daughter-in-law?
That was my daughter.
It's your daughter, and so her brother's on his way.
ICB, what up?
With Crystal's father and brother now at the scene, the weight of what's happened settles over the family, and it grows heavier by the minute. The only person missing is Crystal's husband, Daniel, the man who feared he wouldn't be able to protect her for weeks. Now he's on his way to find out those fears have come true. As they wait for him, detectives arrive at the scene and begin coordinating their next steps to hunt down whoever did this. Little do they know, the killer they're looking for is still in the area.
What?
Much closer than they think.
What?
So I pulled my car around to the garage just to see if her car was in the garage. And I immediately saw her at the base of the stairs, blood smear on the wall. And I came around and booted the front door. It turns out it wasn't locked. There's also a piece of masking tape over the Ring camera, almost like somebody approached from the side and taped it.
Okay.
And then maybe she opened the door for somebody. First thing I noticed was an obvious head wound. They noticed after tearing the shirt and everything off, she had a head stab right there. So that's what we got. Husband should be here any minute.
Okay, so I need another detective up here to start working with canvassing. I need you to stay here, and Martinez is coming here, so he'll be good with that. I want you and Martinez to work on this. I'm going to give...
Martinez is working on the document before.
Yeah, I got that. But we got to be careful. We have to be careful. We don't know. Anybody that's here is still suspect, so we need to be sure that we stay focused on that.
Yep.
As investigators discuss plans to interview Crystal's family and her husband Daniel, he arrives on scene, cutting the conversation short. And right away, he makes it clear to everyone that he's nothing more than a devastated victim, overwhelmed by what's happened to his wife.
Okay, I need you to stay back, sir. I understand. I need you to stay back here. Family's over here. Family's over here.
My bad, hold on, you're way too fast.
Okay, I need you to stay back, sir. I understand. I need you to stay back here. Family's over here. Family's over here.
Don't worry. That was Trish's last time.
I know there's a lot of questions right now. Fortunately, we don't have a lot of answers for you. But I know what you want to do right now. You can have help.
Together until we can get you guys there.
He's conflict.
Or could you have someone lead me over there?
At this time, officers have no reason to suspect Daniel of anything, so they treat him with care as he goes through this traumatic moment. But beneath that devastation lies a cold, heartless man, because Daniel knows exactly what happened inside that garage. And
that's why I didn't want to say anything, not to be, you know what I'm saying, rude. Everybody obviously has a different reaction with traumatic events. But I was starting to think in the back of my head, like, is he kind of excessively, you know what I'm saying, over
of anything, so they treat him with care as he goes through this traumatic moment. But beneath that devastation lies a cold, heartless man.
They just said it. They said he has something to do with it. I wonder what exactly he has to do with it.
Daniel knows exactly what happened inside that garage, and Daniel is the killer himself.
Huh?
Every tear and shaking breath is part of his act.
Really?
He will continue selling to police and Crystal's family, standing just a few feet away.
What the fuck? So what's up with the stalker, though?
I didn't protect her. I was the person who attacked her.
Bro, I don't even see tears going down his face. He's just making the face as he's crying, but there's like no tears.
I was the person who attacked her.
Let them know about me. I'm not going to talk to her. They're not going to say, Lisa says anything. We're just going to tell her they're
You're not going to tell me.
We don't tell. This is a family matter. We're just going to figure out a reunification. Let's get her. Just make sure that she's protected.
As this tragedy unfolds, Crystal's mother embraces Daniel, trying to comfort him, having no idea the man she's holding is the one who murdered her daughter. Unfortunately for officers, the hardest part of the job still isn't over. As the family grieves outside the home, a detective is sent to the school to
man, Daniel took a few acting classes, ain't it?
Pick up Crystal's children, who still have no idea what happened to their mother. When the detective finds Crystal's eldest daughter, she's already shaken. She's been watching the live camera feed on her phone and saw enough to know something terrible.
Oh, man, that's fucking horrible, bro. Man, I don't know if y'all heard that shit, bro. Because, you know, there's an app you can download and this shit, obviously monitor it. That's fucking horrible, bro. Man, prayers to this family. Man, you in school and hearing that, dog? Like,
camera feed on her phone,
or
and
you know what's up when you see the camera.
Saw
feed
enough to know something terrible happened. But what she
Damn.
tells the detective next is what truly alarms her. Her mother's stalker has been hinting at something far darker recently, and he might have deadly plans for the rest of the family.
My phone notified me of my house cameras going off. There's police at my house. And an ambulance, and there was a stretcher. I couldn't bring myself to see who was on the stretcher.
Damn.
So I called my mom and dad. My dad picks up and he's crying.
They're probably about 7 minutes away. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, something happened. Okay, that's why you're here. Okay,
You know what's going on?
I do, but I can't. I'm not gonna tell you. Okay, because we're still actively investigating what's going on out there. So.
Is that like the right protocol, chat? Like, educate me. I mean, it's like, they're the kids. I feel like they should know what the fuck's going on. Now, it's a difference if they ask, like, did you get the person? Have you caught them yet? And then she goes like, no, we're still investigating. Like, so you're just going to leave them on a cliffhanger and tell them to go back to math class? Fuck is we talking about? Like, tell me what happened to my mom. Like, tell me what happened to my mom, bruh.
I don't want to give you wrong information. That's the last thing I want to do, okay? What has been going on at home?
But you have a hint of what happened. Like, she went out obviously on a stretcher, like she's in the hospital. Like, you can say that at least, right? I don't know, man.
So
Let me know if that was the right protocol or not, chat. I don't know, man.
My mom, stalking her, taking photos of my dad, saying that he's going to
That
kill
said,
her.
even the kids knew about the stalker the whole time.
Who? Do we know who this person is?
One of her ex. I don't know his name.
Like an ex-boyfriend or?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they broke up a while ago. They ended it as friends. So this has all gone to a really big shock to her. And then, so he's been contacting her from different numbers, sending pictures of my dad, saying he's gonna kill them. He hasn't mentioned anything about me and my siblings yet, which is good. He's like, he posted something to a website, trying to recruit guys to like help him with whatever plan he's doing. And he's like,
how did you guys learn about that?
I heard that key
he's
word.
been contacting my mom through all of this. So my mom has contacted the police, and she has like a whole bunch of people on the case. But the thing is, he's making it sound like she's helping him, and she's not. And so,
helping him like try to kill your dad?
Yeah. And so like we're afraid that the police are gonna turn on us.
Okay.
And so she's been trying to protect herself.
What Crystal's daughter reveals isn't just alarming, it's sickening. Because this so-called stalker isn't just threatening the family, he's twisting the narrative inside their home.
Right.
He's making it look like Crystal was secretly working with him to kill Daniel, manipulating the kids into believing their own mother is dangerous while positioning Daniel as the helpless target who needs protection. To the kids, their mother starts to look untrustworthy. To detectives, Daniel starts to look like a victim, and to the stalker, everything is going exactly according to plan. It's a disturbing, genius level of premeditation, carried out by a man willing to use anyone, even his own children. The detective logs this information as anyone, even his own children.
Yeah, man, you gotta put this dude in outer space, man. Just let him float away to another galaxy, bro. Whatever happens, happens. Bro's willing to bring his own kids and to his whole plot.
The detective logs this information and coordinates.
That person is a dangerous man.
It's with Crystal's sister-in-law, Kate, to get the children safely out of the school. Back at the crime scene, detectives continue their work. They canvass the neighborhood, speak with neighbors, and begin collecting every CCTV clip they can find to reconstruct the killer's movements. By this point, there's enough evidence tying Crystal's ex-boyfriend Anthony to months of harassment, allowing police to obtain a nationwide arrest warrant for stalking. Departments across the country are notified to be on the lookout for him. Additionally, with a homicide on their hands and a killer on the loose, investigators can escalate the case and issue exigent circumstance warrants to service providers to finally speed up the digital data they've been waiting on. If Martinez received those files weeks earlier, things might have been very different. In the meantime, Daniel, along with the rest of the family, is taken to the police station for formal interviews. At this stage, it's standard procedure, and investigators are simply looking to collect statements. But about 2 hours later, when detectives finally sit down with Daniel, his routine interview will begin to take a very different turn.
So, your home security system, you access that through your personal phone? Google Nest. It's Google Nest, okay?
Hi. Basically,
Okay.
just a home.
Home. Okay. So I have your permission to operate this phone and get what we need?
Yeah.
Okay. So how many different cameras do you have?
4. Doorbell. Side of the house, driveway, back door.
How long have you had it?
Doorbell, a couple years. The others, all since September. We had an intruder. I called the police. He came when we had a garage intruder.
A month after Daniel reported the garage intruder back in September is when the stalking first began, and by then, the couple had already installed multiple cameras around the house, plus their Ring doorbell. But even with all that security, and after police confirmed they had no GPS trackers on their cars, the stalker still found a way to follow them, sending Crystal a photo of Daniel walking into work and texting her about seeing her at the dentist. So as the detective scrolls through the surveillance footage to understand the timeline, he notices something strange that catches Daniel off guard.
So when do your cameras go off? Do you ever have them set to turn off?
24/7.
Okay.
They don't turn off. If you lose internet or in the app, you can turn them off.
And who has the ability to turn off the cameras? Who has the ability to go in the app and turn these off?
Christine, me, and God,
It's all right. It's all right, Dan.
home shows all four.
Oh,
And
perfect.
home. I can settings.
Okay. Oh,
Just us.
just okay.
The detective's question here isn't by chance. It's prompted by something peculiar he noticed on the surveillance app. All of the home's cameras shut off at 8:15 a.m. and they stay off until 10:15 a.m. Only the camera pointed outside the garage remains active during that entire 2-hour window. This instantly narrows the murder time frame to those 2 hours. Just then, Martinez finally arrives at the interview room. He's the lead detective who's been handling Crystal's stalking case for months, and now that case has become something far worse. He sits down with her devastated husband, feeling the weight of the loss they both couldn't prevent. They didn't save Crystal. They couldn't protect her.
Jada, thanks for
and
the
now they're
raid.
here, mourning her loss, trying to piece together what happened.
I did that girl.
It's not your fault.
I was to protect her.
It's not your fault. I'm sorry I didn't answer. I actually wasn't in today.
As Daniel breaks down, something catches Martinez's attention. Daniel is crying, but there are no tears. The detective
Man, I've been
finds it
said that
strange-
30 minutes ago. I ain't see one drop of water fall down his face, bruh. He's just making the crying face.
and more than a little concerning. Wanting
Fucking
to probe
2.5 out of 10 acting, bro.
deeper, Martinez asks for a moment alone with Daniel to see what's really going on beneath the surface. And the moment he starts asking questions, things get heated. Fast.
I know you said that you don't think that there was somebody else. She said, okay. Why do you keep asking that? I'm just trying to put everything.
Oh, my bad. Hold on. Now I see why y'all tell me not to speed it up. Just like, bro, hold on.
I know you said that you don't think that there was somebody else. She said, okay. Why do you keep asking that? I'm just trying to put everything together to kind of get a bigger picture, because you said she's been acting kind of weird lately and, you know, being very secretive and withholding of information for you. So I'm just trying to understand, I guess, so we can backtrack what she's been doing this past month.
Martinez's question here is telling of what he's thinking. He's not ruling out Daniel as a possible suspect. After all, the couple were going through a separation period, and this is meant to probe whether jealousy or something else could have played a role in Crystal's death. Sensing the tension in Daniel's response, the detective decides not to press any further. But as they step out for a quick break, Daniel says something that makes it obvious he struck a nerve.
I've seen enough movies. It's always the husband. I get it.
After detectives collect the initial information from Daniel, his children finally arrive at the police department. They still don't know what happened to their mother, only that something is very, very wrong. Daniel is notified of their arrival and given a choice. Should he be the one to tell them, or leave it to officers and Crystal's family? Instead of letting someone else deliver the news, Daniel insists on telling them himself. A decision that appears compassionate on the surface, but underneath, it's a way for him to control the narrative and shape how his children see him, even in a moment of tragedy. Following this, investigators sit down with Crystal's family to begin their interviews, and this is where things start to take a concerning turn. Up until now, the case seems straightforward. Crystal has a stalker, her ex-boyfriend Anthony. That stalker killed her. Find Anthony, and you find Crystal's killer. But once detectives start speaking to Crystal's parents, brother, and sister-in-law, things become far more complicated. And And what they learn next will force them to reconsider everything they think they know about Crystal, her marriage, and even her stalker.
So your understanding, I guess, of it's the ex-husband who's been kind of...
It's not my husband, it's an ex-boyfriend.
Ex-boyfriend.
From when she was 18 years old.
Okay, gotcha. Can you think of any, I guess, recent, has he reached out to you? Have you seen any...
No, he's never contacted me.
Okay.
Restaurants told me that he had messaged her again 2 days ago or so. Let her know that he was ready to come back and so she can go
So
to
that text message?
now. Make it look a little bit like she was in on this whole deal with killing her husband, I guess.
Do you think there's anything doesn't feel right, doesn't seem right, something that, I don't know, you just feel like might be important to our investigation?
I don't know, like, I know that Christine was, like, very concerned and worried about this guy, and I just always felt like it was, like, there was something weird about it, like, that I can't put my finger on it. It just, I feel like she had said that it was, like, this Anthony guy, that it seemed very different than past behavior in him, like that he was never sexual in the past, and that these were, like, very, like, hypersexual things. And so I think even at one point she was like questioning whether it was actually him.
I don't know if you necessarily know anything any more about that, but there's also just kind of, if you guys are kind of close.
What up, A. Kalo?
Some sort of insight on that at all?
Insight on their marriage?
Or just, was there issues going on? Were they having problems? Was there, kind of anything that was kind of...
She had shared with me that they had separated.
Okay.
But we're still living together a year ago. And
damn,
I had
that's
asked
gotta be miserable though.
her if she
separated
over text if she had if she believed that it was Anthony. But she didn't believe at the time that I was asking her that it was anybody but Anthony. She was fully convinced that it was Anthony.
Okay.
My mom has always been like suspicious, and I just like don't know where that comes from.
Okay.
Can you elaborate on that? Like suspicious how or?
My mom?
Yeah.
Suspicious. I don't know, because she. It's like the difficulty finding Anthony. Like, why is it so hard to find Anthony? Why can't there, cell phone records or IP stuff? So my mom had that frustration, and so I think her mind starts to wander towards like conspiracy type things, right? Of like, oh, maybe it's the husband, or maybe it's Dan, and I don't know. I don't see it there just because I don't know. Dan just seems so incapable of doing something like that to me.
Why do you say that?
I don't know, I talked to him and I just hung out and talked for like 2 hours. And he was like very concerned about like getting his family together and talking about being vigilant but not paranoid.
Even though Crystal's brother Lars sounds skeptical of his mother's suspicions, she isn't exactly wrong as, on the surface, it makes no sense that Anthony couldn't be tracked down for months. Lars would also go on to explain that Crystal and Daniel saw their marriage very differently. Crystal wanted out, Daniel didn't, and the family seemed to view their relationship as dysfunctional but not violent. But listening to these statements, one thing becomes very clear. Every family member felt that something about the stalker was off. There was a shared intuition they couldn't quite articulate, and when detectives sit down with Crystal's mother, she makes that suspicion very clear.
I know you said, and I kind of learned on seeing that she was married. Had 3 children.
Her life was hell when she was months and last year. Her husband and her were not on good terms. He was in complete denial. She told me how he was.
Did she ever give you insight on what kind of led her to feel like her marriage was over, or?
That is explosive. But I've never seen him, hurt her. He would hurt the kids, but some people think corporal punishment is okay with the kids. But he would hurt the kids. She was worried about that. I don't know what to say as a dad. But she told me he was in denial, but she told him his marriage was over, that she would stay until graduated. I have this, I can't shake him.
What's that feeling telling you?
I can't shake this question to see the one that's been doing this with Anthony.
Needless to say, hinting that Daniel might somehow be involved with the stalker is an alarming accusation, and it makes things even more complicated for the detectives. At this point, the family itself is split. Crystal's brother Lars completely dismisses the idea that Daniel could be involved, calling it nothing more than a conspiracy. But others felt that there was something off about Anthony and the entire stalking agenda. With all statements collected, detectives wrap the family interviews and regroup to make sense of everything they've gathered. By combining everything they've learned, detectives land on a clearer picture of where the investigation now stands. The family interviews raised enough concern, and there was enough tension in the marriage that detectives decide they can't rule out Daniel yet, and he officially becomes a potential suspect. But even with Daniel now on the radar, Anthony remains as the obvious prime suspect in Crystal's homicide. His threats and weeks-long stalking campaign still place him at the center of the investigation. With that in mind, detectives know their next move. It's time to find Anthony. At around 3 p.m. that afternoon, police finally get their first real break in months. After digging through everything they have on Anthony Holland, investigators land on a possible address in Utah. Because they can't reach him themselves, Broomfield detectives coordinate with Utah County Sheriff's Office, sharing his name, photo, and the address where he's believed to be staying. Up until now, Anthony has only existed as a name in emails and threats, a distant figure who no one has actually seen. So when officers finally get a hit on his location, it becomes the first real chance to confront the man they've been hunting for months.
I'm gonna ask you a couple of names to see if you recognize any names. Okay. Have you ever heard of the name Crystal Krug? She may have been Grimsrod when you knew her.
Yeah.
And do you know a Daniel Krug?
No.
No? How do you know Crystal?
She was an ex-girlfriend.
She's an ex-girlfriend? How long the ex? Like how long ago?
1999.
Oh, so like a long while ago.
She was my very first girlfriend ever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When's the last time you talked to Crystal? Has it been a while?
Is his wife and kids in the living room too while he's seen this?
It's been a minute, yeah.
Like since you moved from Durango?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would have been what, back in 2014?
Yeah.
Have you had any contact with anybody in that area since? Anybody, or have they contacted you at any time?
No.
I'm going to give you a phone number, and it's to a sergeant with the Broomfield Police Department.
Okay.
He would like you to reach out and talk to him.
All right.
They have an incident. I don't know the full details of their incident out there, and so I'll let him talk to you about that aspect. He had asked us to come out here to your house and talk with you. They were debating on, you do have an active warrant out of Broomfield Police Department, and they were debating on if they were going to have us arrest you or not. They are not going to have us arrest you on it. I'm going to advise you of the fact that you do have a warrant out of Colorado, and you can talk to this sergeant about the details of it, if that makes sense.
As officers speak with Anthony, he appears intoxicated and confused. After being briefed on the situation, he gives his timeline, insisting he never left Utah and spent the morning with family nowhere near Colorado. Once they collect Anthony's statement, Utah officers leave to begin verifying every part of his story. In the meantime, detectives back in Colorado regroup to reassess the investigation. With Anthony still denying involvement, Detective Martinez turns back to the one angle he hasn't fully explored yet: Crystal's husband, Daniel. Since he never ruled out jealousy or affairs as a possible motive, he decides to dig deeper into Daniel's past. And that's when he stumbles onto something interesting and very unsettling. While searching old reports, Martinez finds a closed but unresolved stalking complaint from years earlier. The victim who filed it is a woman named Carrie, and as it turns out, she was Daniel's ex-girlfriend. The more Martinez reviews, the more disturbing the pattern becomes. It's not looking good for Daniel. Claims she was stalked for weeks by an obsessed man who impersonated multiple people, manipulating her through fake identities. Detectives quickly locate Carrie and bring her in for an interview.
Bro, first of all, bro, going on to this stalker case with the Carrie, like, bro, dudes, man, just be so tender, dude. Like,
manipulating her through fake identities.
Bro was acting like other people just to get into.
Detectives quickly locate Carrie and bring her in for an interview.
Like, bro, just move on, bro. It was just your turn. Move on.
They sit down with her. They uncover a story.
You put all this energy into this. You could be doing a hobby that could be like beneficial to society. Instead, you do this weird ass shit.
Disturbingly similar to Crystal's, it opens up an entirely new theory.
I think it was, you know, like I said, a couple months I broke up with him a couple months into my freshman year. He, you know, he was pretty emotional, I would say, sort of desperation would maybe be a word I would use to describe after the breakup of, please don't do this, kind of, you know, crying, that sort of thing, that I can recall. And then I started to get messages from his roommate, and that person's name is Tom, on AOL Instant Messenger. And I know Tom is real because they were roommates. If I called him, Tom would sometimes pick up the phone. They had a joint room and a joint phone. Tom, his role, I would say, was sort of to gain sympathy from me for Dan and continue to encourage me to communicate with Dan. There was perhaps some indication that he was, or was, because of the breakup, just really not doing well. So this, you know, made me keep communication up with Dan. And Tom ended up being Dan, right? So all these people I'm going to tell you about end up being Dan Krug, not Tom. Yeah, even though Tom is a real person, he was not sending me these messages.
Wow. Suffice it to say, what Carrie tells detectives sounds all too familiar. Everything she describes echoes the same pattern detectives have been seeing with Crystal, but the parallels don't stop there.
Things I remember is a group of my friends from our dorm had met, I don't even know how, some cadets from the Air Force Academy.
Sure.
And so we all went to, I think we went to a movie, something super innocuous, and there was like a group of us. I must have told Dan about that. And I think it was 2 or 3 days later, I got a message from someone named Nick Clark. And Nick basically said, I'm a cadet at the Air Force Academy. I know you went out with these people, and I want you to know that he came back, or these people came back and said that you slept with him. So now there's this rumor going around the whole academy that you're an easy target kind of thing. And Nick, I think, served the purpose of sabotaging anyone I was meeting if they were associated with the Air Force Academy. Of course, the person that I met and went to the movies with was like, I want nothing to do with you, you weirdo. And so shortly, I don't know, a while after that, I started actually more seriously dating Air Force cadet named Mark Hansen. Then, of course, Nick Clark made a reappearance, and I was getting pretty consistent messages from him. And so
Is this her husband right next to him? It's such because they gotta like investigate this, but he has to hear about all of her past, and I wonder if like she ever spoke about that with them, like while they It's attorney. Okay, my bad. If it's attorney, it's self net. That's my bad. But if it is, it just sucks. But he has no choice. So they gotta like figure this out.
Said, you know, we need to find out who's doing this. And he got me a meeting with the Office of Special Investigations at the Air Force Academy. I sat with them, and they kind of laid the emails out on the
Yeah, it
table.
looks like Laura. I just seen he's on his laptop. I don't think it's her husband.
We've had like a forensic psychologist, sort of professional, look at all these emails, and it's Dan, is what they said.
Carrie would go on to explain that despite their suspicions, there was never enough evidence tying Daniel back to the messages she received then. Everything had been sent from a public library, and because of that, her accusations remained just that, suspicions. But even without proof, the similarities between the two women's experiences are impossible to ignore. And for the first time, detectives begin considering a fourth possibility they never imagined. What if Daniel has been playing everyone? What if he's been impersonating Anthony? What if he's always been the architect behind the entire stalking campaign? Detective Martinez receives the intel from Carrie's interview, and with that, Daniel officially becomes an equal prime suspect alongside Anthony. At this point, the only thing that can give them a definitive answer is the digital evidence. So while they wait for that, Martinez receives something he can work with immediately. The full set of surveillance footage collected from the neighborhood and Daniel's workplace. Investigators sit down and begin reconstructing the full picture of what happened before Crystal was killed. Shortly before 8 a.m., Crystal arrives home after dropping off the kids. She pulls into the garage, closes the door, and everything looks normal. Minutes later, at 8:15 a.m., the entire security system goes offline. Every camera except the outside garage camera is taken down for the next 2 hours. At 8:25 a.m., that lone camera records something deeply concerning. Daniel leaves the house to go to work later than he normally does, and shortly after the time medical examiners believe Crystal was killed. From there, workplace footage shows Daniel moving through the building around 9 a.m., greeting co-workers and appearing completely normal, as if nothing had happened at home. Greeting co-workers and appearing completely normal.
Fucking weirdo, man. Just trying to act all like innocent, waving hi to people and shit, saying good morning and shit.
As if nothing
Man, it's crazy. You never know, man.
Happened at home. And when investigators check footage from surrounding houses, they find no one approaching the property all morning. Everything about the timeline makes Daniel look more suspicious by the minute. With all these new developments, detectives bring Daniel back in for another interview. He walks in expecting routine procedural follow-ups, completely unaware of how much has changed since the last time he sat in this room. This is when Daniel's months-long, carefully crafted plan begins to crumble. This time, Detective Martinez walks in with a completely different energy than before. He's no longer feeling Daniel out. He's here with one clear objective: confront him with what's been uncovered and see if his version of events finally breaks.
He's pressing him.
Alright. How you feeling right now? Just kind of about everything.
No. Everything hurts. Feel like I have two different voices going through my head right now. I have my brother Matthew. Yeah, I've mentioned him. He's the sheriff's lieutenant. And I have his voice saying, talk to the police. And in typical cop fashion, you married a prosecutor. So I have Lynn's voice in my head going, get a fucking lawyer. I just want this to be done. I don't want it. I just don't want it.
Right away, Daniel doesn't open the interview casually. He opens it with a calculated trick. By hinting at getting a lawyer, he's warning detectives, push too hard, and this interview is over. It's clever, but Martinez has a counterplan. Instead of confronting him, he'll pivot the conversation to his relationship with Crystal, making it feel like safer ground to get Daniel comfortable and talking. But if Daniel had any motive to take Crystal out of the picture, this is where it would surface.
Well, I'm sure, especially if you guys are trying to work together to be safe, keep your family safe, keep your... As dysfunctional as it is, you still both have the common goal of keeping it safe, right?
I had her as a partner to protect the family, but it didn't feel like a partner who valued me. And I told her at that point, I didn't want to die for someone who didn't care about me anymore.
That's really hard.
I was hurting.
Yo, look at this shit. Hey, they got so sick of his fake crying, they edited shit out. Look at this shit.
Really hard.
You see the quick cut? They was like, bro, get on to it.
Was hurting when I said that. And what I wanted was her to say she cared about me. She did.
Although Daniel is being honest about what was going on in their marriage, to detectives, moments like this only add to their suspicions. Resentment, rejection, a failing marriage, these are all things that, in the wrong circumstances, can turn into a motive. And this is exactly where the interview takes a sharp turn. What Daniel doesn't know yet is that since his last interview, detectives received something they kept secret for this exact moment. One of the tech companies finally responded to their urgent warrants and provided some of the digital data they needed. And as it turns out, the emails the stalker had been sending, the messages that terrorized Crystal for weeks, were coming from somewhere much closer to home.
One of the things that we really started looking into today in an effort to find Anthony is the Gmail. So some of that information that we've been able to receive today is a little bit concerning, I guess.
The Gmail account, the Kickman account that you guys initially received with the photo of you in it, and the phone number, those originated through their IP addresses at your office.
Woo! Doesn't make any sense. Well, he took the photo of me at my office.
Both of those accounts originated from IP addresses that list back to your office.
There are Wi-Fi access throughout the facility for employees, and there's public Wi-Fi access throughout the entire facility.
Right now, we're working with the director to get all of the IP information to see what devices were using that specific address during that time. Because I guess the biggest concern is just the timing of everything, that it just doesn't quite make sense to have somebody create an account, take a photo, and then immediately send it off, and then the account is no longer being used.
None of this makes any sense.
Daniel looks thrown off, unsure where Martinez is going with this. The emails tied to the stalker connect back to Daniel's workplace, a detail he clearly didn't expect detectives to know. He seems nervous, but still cooperative. So detectives decide it's time to push further, because they have something else they withheld from Daniel until now. During the investigation into Anthony's alibi, officers in Utah forwarded something small but important. A time-stamped shopping receipt placing Anthony in Utah that morning, miles away from Colorado at the time Crystal was killed. Martinez and his partner decide it's the perfect time to see how Daniel reacts when they push him directly.
That nigga was driving to random states and fucking doing, like, you know what I'm saying, the weird messages to throw him off.
And force him to confront the
satellites pick that up, stupid ass nigga.
Possibility that he might be the stalker.
Also, let's add on top of that the fact that there's, as far as
this man
we
thought
know
he was
right
gonna
now,
outsmart
there's
him
no
with
physical
that.
way that Kickman could have been involved in this based on where he's at right now. So, you know, the mystery continues, and
hey, this dude good, bro.
You know, the mystery continues.
What the fuck wrong with this nigga Daniel?
And
it has to be possible.
Things are certainly pointing in one direction right now.
Well, and you've given us reason. Here's the other thing, Daniel, is I sympathize with the fact that you're in an extremely frustrating situation. I know you want to be a part of your kids' lives, but you can also sense that's why we're asking all these questions.
Bro, it'd be funny seeing these crime videos, bro. We have all the professional, like, agents and just professional detectives in the chat, man. Shut y'all dumb ass up, man.
And everything else. Is there
like, I'm watching this for the first time, gathering this information as it goes. My bad, bro. Like, fuck.
That we don't know about?
I get one little slip up, niggas on my dick. Niggas, get off my shit. Damn. Everybody got 10-year, my bad, I'm talking over shit. I'll play it bad. But everybody in here in the chat all of a sudden got 15-year law degrees and shit, bro. Y'all the best at everything, huh?
That's why
shit.
We're asking all these questions about infidelity and everything else. Is there some other mystery man that we don't know about?
Niggas forgot I'm the one with the real Yale and Harvard degree.
Pure.
Alright, stop showing. Let's lock
You know Anthony has reached out to her in the past, number of times. Right. The last time was 2016-ish. He had asked her at one point if she wanted to have sex. If there's any bit of question about infidelity, whether it's with Anthony or anybody else, we might create an account to see if Christine's actually interested in Anthony. So we ask her, push the bounds a little bit, and see if that will confirm our suspicions.
This nigga
of
falling
infidelity.
asleep.
You don't get the response and the openness you once did for about 28 days, from October 2nd to October 31st. So you amp it up a little bit. Send a photo of yourself to her and an account you created.
I get the narrative together, but it alleges that I would do this.
But I think ultimately what happened today would bring you the closest to your children. that you've probably ever been in your mind.
I'm very close to my children. You're afraid to lose time with them if you get the divorce.
Clearly, detectives managed to perfectly articulate Daniel's reality, one he may not have even fully admitted to himself. He is a man so terrified of losing his children, so desperate to stay in control of his family, that he would do anything if he felt it slipping away, even if it meant murder. The detective's brutal honesty leaves Daniel speechless. He doesn't argue or deny it. He just sits there in quiet resignation, wearing the look of someone who's realizing everyone can see straight through his lies.
If you were watching these facts unfold in front of you in a movie, what would you say happened?
There has to be someone else
that was able to turn off the cameras, that was able to use your IP address from your work to create accounts, to send messages and photos, to act as a stalking suspect.
I know I'm not the one who does this. I'm analytical at work, and I read and write fiction at home. I don't do crime drama. I don't know what any of this is. Kickman is 6.5 hour drive. And then in fact, he was contacted in his house, severely intoxicated. There's no way he could have made that drive. All this time that we've been looking for him as a protection order. And you just found him today, like that.
You've been chasing the wrong dog.
It sounds like you're accusing.
Might be cooked.
We have a lot of information that points your direction, and we were hoping that you could provide explanation other than it wasn't me.
Mikey, thanks for the raid.
I don't have a narrative or a story that I can offer to, because I thought we were on the same time.
Well, what would you think, or what would you say if we told you that other people you talked to that are close to your wife expressed that she had maybe told them that she suspected you of having...
She said that right to my face, that she wanted to know if it was me. I told her no.
But I think there's more to the story. Like, I don't know, it just doesn't, it's not adding up. I'd like to know what happened this morning. I'd like to know
Me too.
what caused you to get so upset to hurt your wife, because I believe that's what happened.
What up, Jay? Hit it.
What happened? We haven't been there to know. And there's only one person in this room that can tell us.
I think you got confirmation or found out that she had a boyfriend this morning, or something happened that pissed you off, and you did something that you regret now because you can't go back.
I've answered all of your questions that I can. You have your theory. Please find the right one. You're done.
As calm as he's been this entire interview, Daniel finally decides he's had enough and drops the act. His story has crumbled. Detectives see straight through his lies, and he knows it. With nothing left to cling to, Daniel quietly asks for an attorney, and the interview comes to an end. Even though he continues insisting he's innocent, there's one detail Daniel admits on his own. One no one even knew about until now. Crystal herself confronted him about being the stalker. Hearing that from Daniel's own mouth hits Martinez hard, because to him, that sounds like the kind of confrontation that could have pushed everything over the edge. But without hard proof, detectives can't yet say Daniel is truly responsible. So with the interview over, Daniel is processed for physical evidence and escorted out of the police station. But before he leaves, he turns back and tells detectives one final thing.
I won't be allowed to do this. Because I don't. You don't believe that? Fine. Just don't stop looking elsewhere. Okay? Find the fucker who did this. Are you married? With kids? Divorced? Right on it. I don't care if you capture him. I just want the fucker to pay. He took my children's mother for Christmas.
Over the next 2 days, the case becomes the department's top priority. Every available officer is working on it, and this is when the investigation...
Stay above the influence, man.
finally begins to break wide open. Officers in Utah finally finish verifying Anthony's alibi. They find surveillance footage showing him in Utah at the time of Crystal's murder, and there are no travel records or license plate pings placing him anywhere near Colorado. Then, the last of the digital evidence arrives, and this time, it's overwhelming. The burner phones used to send the threatening messages to Crystal were purchased with a Visa gift card registered under Daniel Krug's name, and cell tower records show those burner phones were always in the same location as Daniel's personal phone, meaning he was carrying both devices at the same time. And then comes the final blow.
Technology gonna
Detectives
get you.
uncovered Daniel's Google searches from the night before the murder. How hard would you have to hit someone in the head to make them unconscious?
Yeah, man. Stop doing that out there, man.
When is a head
Stop being a weirdo, man.
injury a cause for concern? Piece by piece, the picture comes together. There's no Anthony. There's no mysterious stalker. It's always been just Daniel.
Nigga made this whole shit up, bro. He put all this energy.
Detectives now understand exactly what happened. Daniel created the entire stalking persona in a twisted attempt to regain control of his failing marriage. And when Crystal began to suspect the truth, Daniel killed her to cover it.
Wow, bro. Niggas just don't know when to move on and go, bro. You could have just co-parented, bro, and just, you know what I'm saying, found a different woman, whatever, and still was probably, you know, you could have seen your kids, bro. Like, that would have worked out. Your life wasn't going to be over, bro. Like, oh my gosh, bro. Like, I'm trying to figure out how to explain. Like, this nigga motherfucking fabricated this whole story because his marriage is basically, like, from what they're telling us, he fabricated this entire story because his marriage is about to fail. His wife was probably like, oh, you a weak ass nigga. Like, I don't want to be with you. You're a dweeb. Just seeing the real of him, right? So this nigga looked at some movie a night before and was like, damn, you know what? I want to be just Thanos, or I want to be just Captain whatever. Made up a whole fucking story. So he tried to look like he was a protector. Like, I'm here to protect you from any danger and stuff. Like, she caught on. Dude crashed out, man.
Marriage. And when Crystal began to suspect the truth, Daniel killed her to cover it up.
Weirdo, bro.
On December 16th, an arrest warrant is issued for Daniel Krug. Officers are dispatched immediately, finding him on his way to his daughter's dance performance. As patrol units close in, Daniel's movements strike them as suspicious. He appears to be heading back towards his car, and officers believe he may be trying to get away.
Oh, we trying to make a run for it?
Just get right. All right, we're coming up in front. Just get up and bump back. No, fuck. Go, 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 go. Just go. Go, 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 go. Go, go, go. Show us your hands. Show us your hands. Hands on your face. Hands on your face. Hands on your face. On your right.
He's cooked.
Daniel Krug is taken into custody without incident. In the weeks that follow, police finish their work. The digital forensic evidence, the surveillance timeline, the phone data, all of it leads back to the same person. Investigators become certain that Daniel Krug acted alone. He created a fake stalker, framed an ex-boyfriend, manipulated his wife, his children, and law enforcement.
So, what's the end all of this? Everything's still going? Or shit, bro. First of all, man, this shit straight out of a fucking movie. Ladies, stop giving every dude your fucking number. Stop giving every dude a chance. Just because he brings you flowers on the first dates does not mean he's going to be your future husband and a family man. R.I.P. Crystal and prayers to the rest of that family. Now, unfortunately, I'm pretty sure there was hella red flags about him early on. You can't, you know what I'm saying, put all the blame on Crystal, man. People are manipulative. People are, you know what I'm saying. Oh, man. I wish they would have showed what happened, though, man. Obviously, this shit's still going on. But, hey, man, if y'all figure out what the punishment for Daniel is, let me know. you follow back on it. Crazy ass fucking story, man. I'm glad I ended up watching. I'm glad y'all told me to keep, y'all kept spamming that. We eventually got to watch it. We never watched this. Y'all don't know why y'all was saying that in the chat before.